We don't view drug use, obviously, as an ethical or criminal issue. It's a public health issue, and by talking about it on stage at a rock show in a normal setting, it's helping to normalize the concept of harm reduction. Anyone who has a loved one who uses drugs, or, you know, a loved one who has a loved one who uses drugs should be aware of and involved with. I got the news and just walked to CVS and picked it up for free with my insurance. People were really excited to see that I was carrying it and that we would be carrying it at all future Speedy Ortiz shows. And a lot of people commented on the post, because I'd asked them to, with names of harm reduction organizations that they liked, local ones.
People who use drugs exist everywhere. People who use drugs are people. People use drugs for a variety of reasons. Nobody deserves to die because they're using drugs. Everyone should be carrying naloxone. I got into harm reduction because my loved ones were using, my community was using. I came up in a punk scene. I care pretty passionately about getting it into the hands of music venues and musicians because that feels like my community.
If you do have friends or people at shows who you know are using, I think offering to be a support to them and not letting them use alone, offering to check in. I have bands come stay at my house all the time who are touring musicians. I don't know whether I have coffee or tea in the morning. I don't know what their drug habits are, but I have Narcan in my guest bathroom and it's prominently there. I had read about an initiative in Detroit where they have naloxone kits behind the bar at every music venue there, and I think it would be great if Philadelphia had something similar, so I've started to communicate with the local venues that I know and respect to see what they think.
The real first responders to the overdose crisis are people who use drugs and their loved ones. The bulk of them are not comfortable going into pharmacies. Lots of folks who, not everyone who uses drugs certainly, but lots of folks who use drugs aren't insured, aren't able to access things through naloxone through pharmacies. Even if they are insured, there's stigma associated with picking up naloxone.
You know, every night I start off by asking, who here has heard of Harm Reduction Coalition? Who's heard of harm reduction? And maybe a couple people will be like, woo, but it's not as widely understood as it should be. Having this conversation on stage and inviting people to talk with me at the merch table after the show if they have any questions. You know, some people will come up to me and say, like, I've been in recovery for 10 years, like, thank you for talking about this issue. Other people will come up to me and say, I've lost friends and relatives, thank you for talking about this issue. I've lost too many friends to opioid overdose at this point, friends I'll never have back. I don't think anyone should die for this reason when there is life-saving medication that can help. So we're just raising awareness not only of that, but of the other resources that Harm Reduction Coalition provides. People who use drugs are people. They're people that, you know, I personally love and want to see supported and being as healthy as possible.